Tip number 1 to building a powerful presence within your school is to be visible. Now there are 2 main questions that we should be asking ourselves here. Number 1, do students and staff members know who you are? And number 2, do they associate you to the band program? If the answer is no to one or both of these questions, then you're in the right place. And if the answer is yes to one or both of these questions, I want you to think about the types of working relationships that you have with other people at your school. Do they know you as someone who just keeps to themselves? Or do they know you as someone who's cultivated a strong working relationship with them? Here are some of the most important people that you should be visible to. In the right light, these are the people who can make such a positive impact on your program. Administrators should know you not only as the band director, but as an integral part of the entire school as well. Custodians should know you as more than just another teacher that puts in requests for facility usage. And teachers should know you as more than just another teacher that works at the same school as they do. You can also be visible to members of your school by attending assemblies, rallies, staff meetings, or even PTO or PTA meetings. In essence, strive to cultivate positive working relationships with these members of your school. Show your appreciation of them if they help you out with something you need for your program. Make an effort to have small conversations with them as you pass them in the hallways. Aim to get on a first name basis with them, or a last name basis if students are present. Small, meaningful connections like this will make such a huge difference over time. If you teach exclusively at a middle school, make yourself known at your elementary feeders. If you teach exclusively at a high school, make yourself known at your middle school and elementary feeders. Take your bands to play at your feeder schools to showcase what band is like as they get older. Have your bands play in combined concerts with them, or simply attend their concerts and visit with them afterward so they get a chance to get to know you. Students gravitate to things that they're comfortable with, and if they associate you as the band director at the middle school or the high school, they're more likely to continue in your program because they're familiar with who you are. Tip number 2 is to be enthusiastic. Now there are 2 main questions we should be asking ourselves here. Number 1, are you passionate about your program? And number 2, when people speak to you about your program, do they see your passion for your program? I think it's safe to say that all, if not most, students who are in their school band choose to be there, whether they're pulled out of class or if it's during an elective period. The fact that students choose to be in our programs is a gift. They're not just placed with us at the beginning of the school year like they are with their other grade level teachers. They make a choice, which is huge. And when it comes time to recruiting, do students see how passionate you are about your program? Do you share how exciting it is to be in band and how students can benefit from it? When students hear you talk about your program, is it something that they can see themselves being a part of? How enthusiastic you are about your program can be the difference between students wanting to be a part of it or not. And it doesn't stop as soon as you have students in your classes. Students will feed off of the energy that you bring to your program, and it can result in students really enjoying it or not really enjoying it. It could be the difference between students choosing to stay in your program year after year or deciding to pursue something different after their first year. While you are inside or outside of your program, bring that same enthusiastic energy to the way that you treat your students. Be encouraging to them, listen to them, and respect them as human beings because of the importance that they bring to your band program. Remember, you would not have a band program if students did not make the choice to be a part of it. So take it as a blessing when students are in your program and really strive to cultivate a positive experience for them. Tip number 3 is to be successful. This one's a bit subjective, so hear me out. Success is not always defined by how many trophies your band has or how your band ranks at festivals or contests. While those things do reflect very positively on your program, they're not the only things that show that your program is successful. I would argue that if your teaching promotes student growth and improvement, that is immediate success. If you have students that improve their tone quality throughout the year, become more fluent in music literacy, or even improve their technical skills on their instrument, that is a reflection of something that you are doing well and your students being receptive of it and using it to grow on their instruments. Student success is immediate success for your program, and you don't necessarily need trophies or plaques to show that. The question we should be asking ourselves here is this: how well do our bands play the music that we give to them? When we have our bands play at performances, the goal should be to showcase our bands in the best light possible. The way that we do this is by giving them music that is achievable based on the level that they are at, but also challenges them a little bit to help them grow on their instruments to be able to play more challenging music in the future. If our bands are put in front of an audience playing appropriately chosen music, then our students will play that music more successfully, which shows the audience that there is success happening within your program. This can help all directors no matter how long you've been teaching, but especially for new band directors, you may not have a program at the level that you would like. So take this as an opportunity to see what level they are currently at, dig into your fundamentals, and really take the time to help your students grow to be the example of the program that you strive to have. Students want to be part of an activity that is successful, and they want to feel good about being a part of something that does well. So set them up for success every single day with the music that you give them. Because at the end of the day, you may be the director, but your students are the ones that perform in front of their parents, their peers, teachers, your administrators, and your community. And how well your students perform is a reflection of your teaching and how well you prepared them. So set them up for success. Show those very important people in the audience how successful your band is by showcasing amazing sounding music. You can learn how to work fundamentals and concert music into your daily instruction from this video here. So finish up this video and then go ahead and check that one out. The fourth and final tip to building a strong presence within your school is to be fun. This tip is obviously easier said than done, and it's subjective as well, so let's talk about it. Being fun doesn't necessarily mean that you need to have a big personality and a big presence anytime you walk into a room. Although that might come more naturally for some people, I found that the easiest way to be fun is by being someone who can relate to the people around them. This means your students and all other staff members at your school. Regardless of the age gap between you and the people around you, you all probably have more interests in common than you might think. There's Star Wars, Marvel, DC, Harry Potter, Star Trek, Disney, all kinds of other movies, TV shows, music from all eras, different subjects in school, sports, cars, travel, video games, and the list goes on and on. Regarding your students, you'd be amazed as to what kids today are interested in. In my band classes, my students know that I absolutely love Harry Potter and I absolutely trash on Marvel. Relating to people helps you establish good rapport and helps you build connections with others. It does require us to be a little vulnerable and get out of our comfort zone, but it allows us to make our band classes more fun for our students and be more conversational with other staff members. If there's a new franchise movie coming out, find some music from it and have your students play it at a concert. If you and another staff member watch the same sports game, chat about it the next day at lunch or in the hallways. Be someone that your students and colleagues feel comfortable approaching and starting a conversation with. The relationships that we build go such a long way in regards to the presence that we have at our school. A strong relationship that you want to have is with your principal and your administrators. Click here to learn exactly how to do that, and click here for another video of mine that YouTube really thinks that you'll enjoy. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.